Hey guys, part 3, back at you. Time to sculpt again. Uh, I think it's about 8:15 in the morning, so I'll stop at around 9:45. Each one of these sessions is about an hour. Here's where I am at the moment. I don't know if you can see it, it's right there. So, anyway, if you haven't seen part 1 and you haven't seen part 2, then click the links below and watch them. Okay? Well, no need for me to talk. I'm going to get started. Okay, so here I go. All right, session 3. Um, this morning I noticed once I put the gloves on and I started using that and using the red cup to put the scraps in, I noticed that my finish now is a lot cleaner. Okay, it doesn't have those little hairs in it that it had. It's just a much cleaner finish. And when you're going for a comic book character such as Tim Drake Robin, that's kind of what you want to achieve. So that's what I noticed was a big player. When I do Batman, I may not need a red cup because I know now to use the gloves if I sculpt. Okay, that's something I feel is very important, guys. But today, I was trying to put material back in that I actually shaved off. A little more roundness in the head. I'm gonna have to put a little more in the chin tomorrow. Uh, because sometimes you're not taking off enough material. Sometimes you take off too much material. Okay, so and that is the I seem to be having a fairly easy time doing that with this material. Okay, I remember when I tried sculpting out of wax. The problem with wax is adding material back on is a challenge. But with this clay, you can slice off or add on. Okay, so all right, here I was trying to fix the back, the upper part of the head. Okay, and probably some of the critics are probably gonna say, man, he's taking an awful long time for a head sculpt. But I mean, I would say a beginner at doing these head sculpts. I think I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get faster at them as I do them. I mean, this is the first figure with a custom head sculpt. I mean, like a guy like Spider-Man who has a mask, there's no really need for a head sculpt. It just needs the fabric needs to shape the head well. It's not like this figure where pretty much the whole entire head is exposed. Um, what else? Okay, so I really focused in making sure that if I was slicing off hairs, I put it in the red cup. The blue cup is the extra scrap for what I need. That's for adding on. The red is just junky, trashy material, and I'm probably gonna empty it out after I'm done with this video, and I'm waiting for it to upload onto YouTube. Uh, but yeah, also I can't stress enough, guys, to even though you are altering the shape constantly, making sure that making sure that the size is still maintaining the integrity of the size. Okay, so make sure the height of the head is correct, making sure the diameter of the neck is gonna fit right on there. Because I mean, I remember I had a 3D print, as I said, of a head sculpt. I don't know if you can see it in the camera in the picture. You probably can't. It was too short, and it didn't look right. I mean, you can tell right away when it just doesn't, the proportion just looks awkward. And unless maybe you're trying to purposely do that, but I'm not trying to purposely do that. I'm trying to make him as proportionally human as possible. So okay, here I'm fixing the around the eyes. So in every single video, it seems to be getting more and more of the shape. Uh, I mean, that GI Joe head right there is kind of the overall head size. But once I start really getting the shape, if you look in the pictures in the upper left-hand corner of the video, those are the references that I really need to start looking at. But as for now, I'm just getting the basic shape, the basic outline. So, yeah. Let's see what else am I doing. Another thing too is that I think in the first couple videos I was taking a little bit too big of chunks out. I think maybe smaller chunks, maybe so I don't have to put bigger chunks back on and just make more work for myself. So, and as I said again, those gloves I feel was really making it look a lot cleaner. Okay, so, a lot cleaner. So I thought in the beginning it was the cardboard, but it might have been the hands. But as I said, aluminum foil for the surface, gloves. Okay, so because I really like the skin color, I think it looks pretty close to the comic book the look of it, and I want to keep that color. I really want to avoid painting. If I have to paint, I will paint it, you know. But I mean, I don't know. I like to avoid painting, guys. I like to be in the material. Okay, and I got some water. um, for this project in Batman, a lot of the accessories also are from a 3D printer, and that's what they're going to come from. But I think until I can afford a 3D printer one day, I'm probably going to sculpt all the other accessories with Sculpey because Sculpey, as I said, guys, it comes in tons of colors, and it's mixed in there so it won't come out. So I think that's the ideal. And the thing about sculpting, I mean, it's way cheaper than 3D printing, guys. I mean, my 3D printing fee is about $190 starting, and by the end, it's about $270. Okay, I'd rather pay about $20 in material than pay $270, wouldn't you? So anyway, back to the matter at hand. I'm trying to get everything the right size. I'm actually going to have to add a little more material tomorrow, as I said, on the jaws. And I noticed, well, I've been looking a lot, and I think for it to look very Tim Drake-ish, I think the jaw has to be a little wider than this G.I. Joe's head. I think that really will make it start to look like Robin. I mean, that G.I. Joe head, I think, really does look like he has a young looking guy look. He's close, but he's not quite what I want. It's not quite what I want to have. I really, really want it to look like Robin. Okay, you look at that head and say, "Yep, Robin." Boom. So here, what am I doing here? Trying to think what I'm doing. Yeah. I mean, another thing too is when you add the material, of course, if you're, you got to make sure that, you rub it in so it doesn't fall off when you put it in the oven because, it needs to stick. So I feel like with the gloves, having gloves, it's a teeny bit, in my opinion, more tricky to rub in the material. But one thing I noticed about these gloves that I'm using right here is I kind of like the texture, the texture of the gloves. And sometimes when you put it, you press into the clay, it gives a good skin texture. I feel, I like it. I mean, I don't know what other guys think, but I think it does have that texture. It adds those teeny weeny little holes and bumps in the face, even for a young guy. That texture that really makes it look good. Hot Toys does an exceptional job with this, just with that texture. It just really really looks good. You know, so right here I'm fixing it. I'm getting rid of that dirt and cleaning it up right there, and I notice it is a lot cleaner now, guys. Um, And another thing too is the lighter the material, obviously, the more it's going to show up. So, you know, like this is not a dark color. It's not like a black or a maroon or a dark brown. It's a skin color, guys. It's not a light color. So, okay, what am I doing here? Oh, fixing the upper head, getting that tilt right. Here I'm trying to rub in. I was struggling trying to make it blend. So I may have to move move it up a little bit, which is not a problem. I mean, there's no rush to get this done. So yeah, just trying to rub that in. Not to make another thing. I think I by tweaking it kind of moved it up a little too high. Okay, so and by the way, guys, I made my camera turned off. So here I think I'm about to start a new video. You can see it right about now. You see. So here, yeah, I had to return on my video. Here I'm comparing the heads, making sure they're the right size, because when it goes on there, you don't want it to look retarded. So I can't remember what I'm doing here. I'm probably adding more jaw size. So yep. I mean, I think the thing about these head sculpts, guys, I know it's a lot of work, but I think, the end result is beautiful. You did that head sculpt. You didn't just grab it from another figure. It has a more uniqueness to it. Let me see. Cleaning it up once again. Okay. So, adding more to the chin. Okay. See, that's why it's important, guys, to make sure you have a scrap pile. And when you're done with the scrap pile, put a cover over it so no dirt or anything in the house, no dust gets on it. That's why it is imperative to have scrap, okay? Because you may have cut away too much, so you have to put it back on. So that's why you got to have it. So, okay, moving on. And I noticed also with the sculpting, guys, is that you don't want to just focus too much on one area, because what happens is one other side gets worse. So you constantly, how I do it is I'm drifting forth. I'm constantly sculpting here, sculpting there, sculpting here, sculpting there, sculpting here, sculpting there, sculpting here, sculpting there. So that's how I'm doing it. Maybe there's other ways to do it, but that's how I'm doing it. So anyway, I mean, it's really starting to take shape finally. Guys. I mean, I gotta imagine I had to roll. I mean, you can easily tell now that it's a head sculpt, and I'm really excited what it's going to look like by the end of next session. I don't know how many sessions it's going to take, but whatever it takes, I'm going to do. I'm going to take my time with this. I don't care if I have to post, 10 parts to this project. If that's what it takes to make it look really good, then that's what I'm going to do. All right. I mean, understand. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am a novice. I'm not the master sculptor yet. I'd like to think I am, but I'm not. So, But see, what am I doing now? Oh, checking the time. As I said, these are I spend about an hour sculpting. On the weekends. I kind of leave this at home because I have an oven at home. And you need to have an oven, guys. I mean, so, and also, I don't want to have to transport it anywhere, because I don't want it to, you may drop it and then you have to start all over again. So, here I am trying to smooth it. So, well, guys, I'm almost done with this video. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like my Facebook page. The YouTube videos will be on the Facebook page. If you haven't seen part 1, click the link below. If you haven't seen part 2, click the link below. Signing off, guys.